So, guys, here I have played my game, and this is the rapid game which I am going to show you the review. And after that, I will show you my Blitz game review, and after that, I will show you my Bullet game review. So, this is the rapid game. My rapid rating is 1551, and in this game, I have played one brilliant move and one great move. So, let's see the review. So here I have opened my game with e4, e5, the king's pawn opening, and I developed my knight to f3, and he played d6. And this is a slight inaccurate move because here he can develop his knight to c6 or maybe bishop to c5. So uh, this is an inaccuracy. And then after that I have developed my bishop on c4, and he immediately challenges my bishop by playing e6, bishop to e6. So he took with the knight pawn, and I developed my knight on c3, and he developed his queen. I pushed my pawn, opening up my dark squared bishop, and he prevented my bishop to go to g5. So here uh, I have played bishop to e3 to develop my dark square bishop, and he developed his knight. I go queen to e2, and this was mistake because he played knight to d4 attacking my queen, and I cannot take that knight with my bishop. I can take with the bishop, but I cannot take with my knight because his pawn will fork my knight and bishop. And I could have taken with the bishop, but in that game I forgot to take with the bishop. But that was actually the best move, but I mistakenly played d2, and this was a blunder because he took my knight and I have to take with the pawn, and it was a free to capture. So he took with his queen and attacking my rook, and I need to castles here. So I castle, but this was an inaccurate move. I have to play rook to f1, but here he can check me out with his queen and also develop his dark squared bishop probably, or knight coming to f5 is all the threats to my king, and eventually I will be very worst position. So I did mistake, but he actually didn't find correct moves and played d5, and then here uh, I have to take that because I want to open up the center because his king is still in center. And here he is threatening to fork my pieces, knight and bishop. So I have to move my pawn to d4 here because if it take, I can take with the bishop. And he developed his dark squared bishop looking for h2 pawn and some mating ideas there. And I took that pawn because I want to open up center. Uh, and here he can take with the bishop, but I have some ideas here. I finally thought a very long time and took that pawn on d5 because if we take with the queen, I am fine to trade because after that we will have equal material, and my rook can go on d file, e file very easily. And here he did blunder because the queen on h5 is unprotected and the bishop is going to be attacked because I can attack the bishop with my own dark squared bishop, and he cannot move the bishop because he will lose the queen. So I played here bishop to f3. It prevents checkmate on h2 because he was threatening checkmate, and also it is attack on his dark squared bishop, and he cannot take with the because I will take the queen, and I also prevented the checkmate. So I'm threatening to take the bishop. So here he did gives me check with his queen. He prevented the pin on dark squared bishop, and also threatening to take my bishop. So here protecting with the bishop is forced, and here he took with his bishop. And here we can see that his king is very weak in the center. My queen is protecting him from castling, and my rook can also join in. My a rook and a rook on f1. So here I need to first take the bishop and then attack him, but I did mistake. Here I immediately developed my rook a2 e1 to attack his king, because I thought there is no defense for him, because if bishop going to defend, I will take with the rook and win the game. But I forgot that if bishop moves, there will be check on my king or discovery by his queen. So I actually did that. Uh, but it was also fine because my queen is protecting the h diagonal, which would have been a very big mistake. So here I played rook a2 e1, and he protected with his bishop, also giving check to my king. I go to king h1 and prevented all kind of checks because h diagonal is protected by my queen. So here I am threatening to take his bishop. So he have not any ideas to protect. Actually, he cannot protect with the queen because I have double attack, and also I'm going to check his king. So here he finally plays queen to d4, trying to exchange my queen. But here I have taken his bishop, and this is game over because I'm going to take his queen and win the game. So that was the rapid game. It ends here. Now I am going to show you the Blitz game. So this is the Blitz game. My rating is 1312, and in this game I also won. And here I have played e4 e5, same as rapid opening, and going to knight I have h3, knight immediately c6, attacked the center with standard opening. Before he took with and his pawn, I took my knight, and he played d6. Here I developed my knight, and then he goes bishop to d6, and I developed my bishop on c4. He took my knight, I took his knight, and here he developed his knight to f6. I pinned the knight with the queen, and he unpinned him with his bishop, and now here I castled, and he also castled. I am trying to go to pawn to e5 to attack the knight, and trying to get the chance to, if he took with the pawn, I will going to put pressure on the bishop to, because I can attack with my queen and bishop. So I played pawn to e5, and I took with the queen, and now he goes to rook a e8. Here he goes rook to e8, uh, trying to give me discovered attack. So here I wanted to go on d5 because I want to attack that f7 pawn, and also giving check to the king. But the knight is protecting that square, so first I took the knight, he took with the bishop, attacking my queen, and I go to d6. Here I am also attacking b7 pawn and f7 pawn. So he protected his f7 pawn, and here I developed my rook to d1 and attacking his bishop. Uh, and he have to move his bishop because I am attacking it. So he attacked my queen with his bishop, and I don't want to exchange the queen. So here I took the pawn on b7 because it was unprotected. So, and also he cannot take my bishop, which is unprotected, and I have also discovered attack on his queen with my rook. So he can take my rook with the queen, and after that take my bishop, and he will gain plus 8 material in exchange of his queen. But it's all up to him what he wants to do, and I took the pawn. And also he can attack my queen, but I can take his queen with my rook, and after that he will take my queen, so I will take the rook. And here there are many lines to calculate, but he goes queen to e8 protecting, and I immediately attacked him with my bishop because my my rook is looking on that diagonal. So here he have to come to e7, and here I want to trade his one of the bishop with my knight because he has bishop pair. It could have been problematic, so I attacked his queen with my knight, and he has to take my knight here. So he took, and I took with my queen. And here he took my b pawn because it was unprotected. So here I simply attacked the bishop. He protected with his queen, and here I want to somehow attack him again. So I played bishop queen to b. Now I am attacking his bishop two times, and he is protecting one time. So he moved his bishop to e5, and now here I attacked his rook on b a8, and here he did a blunder by playing rook to b8, because I can take the rook and give him back rank checkmate, because I will take the rook with my queen. He will, and he played that uh, blunder, and here I took the rook. He took with his rook. I took with my rook and giving him check, and finally I checkmate him, back rank checkmate. So that was the blitz game. Now I will show you my bullet game. I lost first two bullet games, and then I eventually won that game. So let's see the review. So here I have black pieces and my opponent has white pieces. Uh, so let's start the game. And the time control of this is 1 minute. So here we played e4 e5, same king's pawn opening, and knight to f3. And here I decided to play d6, and these all are like opening moves, and we are playing bullet of time control of 1 minute with no increment. So we are playing just obvious moves. Here I took with the knight to, he cannot take because the queen is pinned with my bishop, so he played queen to b3 attacking my pawn. And here I took with the knight, and also I can take that pawn because, but my f7 pawn was hanging, so I played queen to f6, and it was a blunder because he can check me with his queen, and I don't have some good resources because my pawn on b7 and c7 is hanging. My queen is also alone, so here he is attacking my rook, so I protected it, and it is completely losing because he can give check with the bishop, and then I will go queen to e7. He can take c7 pawn, and then I will go up, and then he can give me check with his bishop, and then I will go up, and then pawn to f4, maybe knight development, and this will be a checkmate somehow. So but he did mistake and give check with the queen. I went king to e7, and he pushed the pawn, and here I took the pawn with check, and it is also bad, but he went queen back, and here I have taken the pawn with my bishop. Now he can take my queen. I will take with the d6 pawn and also attacking the rook. And if he protect the rook, I will deliver checkmate on d1. So he took, I will took the pawn, and here he blundered, and I gave the checkmate. So that was the game. That was bullet game. So here I was losing, but eventually won. But it happens in bullet game because the time is so less, so there is no so much time to think. So that was all three games. I hope you liked it. Uh, uh, I will upload another video tomorrow. Wait for it.